let us come and look at our past now that we have a glimpse of what could be the future for us as a galactic being on Earth. I wonder whether have you thought of these questions? Maybe not all. Yeah. Appreciating your journey as an incarnated soul. Like I mentioned, if we cannot drop something that we have not held. So I feel we cannot say that we are not human being. And therefore, we just focus on being something more evolved. Maybe an earth angel, even a star being on Earth, an ET in a human body, whatsoever. That can happen if you want and over time. But that can only be a real reality if you embrace who you have been up to this stage. Because it's all about bringing and combining different frequencies together to be whole, all right? So some of these questions that I thought about to help us understand what's the purpose of Earth existence. All of us as Earth incarnates, do you think it's by way of choice or is destined? Who would think is that you have chosen to come onto the Earth? There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious. You're chosen, okay. About half or less. And who thinks that, no, I didn't choose to come to this world of physical suffering, so to speak. It's destined that I must be here. Who might be having that kind of thinking or idea at this moment? Nobody. That's good. Right. So the answer is clear, so we move on. Now, actually, it depends. It really depends, yeah? So you will realize that everything and all the answers to the questions here are all it depends, yeah? Because nothing is concrete, okay? There's no one reality, no one truth. So for those who have chosen to come, again, I'll say again because I would think all of us have journeyed onto Earth more than once. So you're repeating your incarnation on Earth by choice. So where do these choices come from? So those who feel really, at this stage, I would confidently say I've come to here by choice. I would say you have evolved enough to feel that you have power within you. Hence, this thinking of choice. All right? Else, if you may be doubting whether you have choice, maybe I'm destined to be here, you may be right. Because there is this thing called karmic contracts. There is this thing called karmic energies that you have started in your previous Earth cycles with other human beings. And part of your soul energy is still locked in those memories. Where do human memories lie? Any idea? When we think, where do these energies go? Part again? Our aura, yes, correct. It starts with the aura. And because we're interconnected with Earth, where do they go in the Earth? They go into this place. This place is an etheric place, right? Called the crystalline matrix. Therefore, crystals are found underneath the Earth, largely speaking. So the crystalline matrix of the Earth, the matrix is like a pattern, if you like. It's made up of light. So it captures the human memories. That's why those of us who have in the past incarnations have got very traumatic experience, all sorts of circumstances resulting in trauma. All right, you may have a near-death experience. You may be abused. You may have gone to the wall and had difficult times. You may have lost your loved ones through wars and disasters, so forth. So, if you have had very intensive emotions during these traumatic events in your past lives, your memories are locked. Okay, they are more locked than the casual memories that a normal human mind would think about. They're locked means what? They are magnetized. They continue to be in here. Part of your soul is locked in the memory bank of Earth. For this reason, you are so-called destined to come back to reclaim your energy. So the scientific reason behind clearing karma or balancing karmic contracts with one another is basically you want to take back that part of your energy, that part of your soul, that part of your power that was lost in the past events. All right? So many of us are actually returning to Earth for both reasons. Choice, as in you want to be of service. Every incarnation we make on Earth, we gather energy. We awaken a little bit better. Up to this stage, I would believe many of you would feel a pull to be of service, to be of greater service to humanity, because presumably you have cleared enough of your old energies, which we call karma. You feel you are liberated enough to call the shots, to design your own destiny. Next, is it pain or pleasure? Again, depends. Depends on what? Depends on your outlook. I would say depends on what you believe, who you are, and depends on what is your focus and intention right now. So wherever intention is, the energy flows. So if you're viewing your life circumstances as just a human being with no choice but going through repeated patterns of suffering, so to speak, or unpleasant emotional experiences, then you, of course, will encounter more pain, and you're going to get more of these. I can guarantee you, because you're going to attract exactly the same frequencies which you dislike. However, if you now entertain the possibility that, hey, actually, I am a lot more intelligent than whom I believe to be because I'm connected with the galaxy, I would like you to then pay attention to the more pleasurable events and connections and relationships coming into your life, because you're pitching yourself on a higher ground. What you focus on is exactly what you're going to get, provided you have cleared most, if not all, of the old energies still locked in your cellular memory, right? I say that because all energies, especially of low frequency, they keep you low. So no matter how high an intention, how noble a goal can be, you find it more difficult to fulfill. Why? Because energetically, whatever high frequencies that's brought into your aura, it gets to do the clearing bit. What's left, the residual energy, is much less used for creation. All right? Soul qualities. So the qualities that we have as a soul, when we don't come to Earth, by the way, we don't come to Earth consequentially. All right, we may spend some time back in our home planet, have a bit of a holiday up there, and then we return, okay? Soul qualities embodied. So do you think the essence of you, are they always embodied in your current personality? What do you think? Who you are today, or whom you perceive a husband to be, you hope that this is not the soul quality that I'm seeing, because it's definitely not my cup of tea, for example, okay? So what do you think? Are our soul qualities, what best describe us as a soul energy that's beyond form, are they infiltrated as a personality all the time? Again, the answer depends. Some of us are here to strengthen our gifts, meaning to say, we may come from a soul family that is particularly good with discoveries, inventions, because this is the genetics of us as a soul family. Then you want to enhance this asset of yours coming from your soul family. Then yes, in your personality, you would likely to have an inquisitive mind, you like research, you like discovery, and you are impatient. Sorry to say that, all right? But other occasions and other lifetimes, we don't, because we want to expand the spectrum of energies we can carry in every incarnation. So let's just say the soul essence is someone who is very, very loving. Of course, in general, all beings are more loving, but some planets are more than others. Pleiadians are very, very loving, which I'll talk about more on Tuesday. So in your current incarnation, does that make you someone very feeling more than a thinking? Not necessary. You may choose by way of a soul contract for this current life that I want to expand my earth experience for this lifetime so that I can feed back this new experience, which is the thinking me, into the Pleiades world, because they don't have this experience or opportunity of being a thinking human, or thinking being rather. They feel more than they think. All right? So it depends on the agreement by which you have come to Earth, but the agreement with your soul family before you journey onto Earth again. Next point, purpose of Earth families and cultural communities. Why do we have biological families? Okay, we talk about soul families, all right? Meaning to say, here there is a distinction. The family members of your physical family, your father, mother, your children, your sisters, they may not come from the soul essence or the soul grouping. Come again? Karma, yeah. So one possibility is, as I was explaining earlier, sometimes a few incarnations ago, you had got some discordant energies with one or many of your family members. So family, or I would say with your biological family members. So you have contracted via two soul families to say, hey, we're going to be born into the same family to sort things out. Because it's good for both souls. All right, so one reason could be karma. Blessings, exactly. So quite typical, not all the time, but quite typical, there'll be, if you have a large family, meaning to say, let's say 3 kids and above, quite typically, there will be one kid that is very different. Okay, I've seen, because I've done private sessions in the past, and it's because this child is here to bring a new energy to the family. He's typically coming from different soul groups from the rest of the family. And by mingling different frequencies, everybody expands. But however, if you don't understand the purpose, the divine purpose of the combination of these family members, then the child tends to feel isolated or not understood, and the parents tend to feel it's a struggle bringing up this child. So hopefully, you could entertain the possibility from now on that the difficult child or children you have, or even a spouse, actually, they are doing us a great favor because they are giving us the impetus for change and acceptance of differences around us. And purpose of cultural communities. What do you think? Akakurikila, meaning, it could be a Malay community, a Chinese, an Indian, Eurasian. Where I come from Singapore, we are really multicultural. Yeah. Thank you for the suggestion. Yes. Yes, so to quite a large extent, it's because of it is mutually beneficial if there are differences. Because differences test patience. Differences test your tolerance and acceptance of these very differences. And if you can accept and embrace the fact that we're all different, I think that is where unity consciousness can really be anchored and be a reality, all right? So there's value in different cultural communities. Another reason is because of genetics. I'm talking about biological genetics, right? So as you can imagine, being born as a Chinese, genetically will be wired quite differently from birth from, say, an Indian. So together, we create a more colorful world. All right, so this would be the other reason why we have different cultural communities existing through the different eras on Earth. So far, so good? All right. So hopefully you're now finding that your Earth life is quite, it's quite interesting. There are so many agendas behind a creation of a human or a human species. The guides really, the galactic masters and beyond, they thought through very hard before designing us. Yeah. Now, karma, all right. So in energy, in the world of energy, speaking from my experience when I first started playing the role of energy healer, all I did for my clients were healing, healing, healing. Karmic healing or non-karmic, whatever it is, okay, it's just healing, healing, healing. And then later on progress to just doing more activations rather than healing. So within the world or the understanding of healing, some people talk about karmic healing or karmic relationships. What do you think karma really means? So if you were to define and come up with a simple definition for yourself, what makes sense to you? What is karma? How would you put it? Anybody? Learning, okay. Memory. Unresolved baggages. As you sow, you shall you reap. Yeah? Any more? Okay. Thank you for all your suggestions. There is no one answer, as I said. Yeah. Come again? There are? Expectations not to? Oh, expectations not fulfilled. All right, so there's karma to you, okay. First of all, from a more objective or scientific angle, karma is a neutral term. Right, what Suman was saying is it's just tasting the results of your thoughts. All right? So in the world of energy, karma doesn't mean it's just low vibration all the time. It just means that there are some physical consequences by way of events or experiences that you're having right now because of some past thought not just any ordinary thought, but thought that were very prominent in your mind, all right? So bear in mind, when we talk about karmic imprints, they can be good ones. Like we have positive anchor as positive memories, and so those are what we call karmic merits. So when you say a prayer, I'm not sure whether it's practiced here in India, but in the world of Buddhism, the Buddhists believe in dedicating the merits of a prayer after it's chanted or recited. Why? It's because firstly, of course, the assumption is they believe and resonate in the words and the energies of this chants. So if you recite these chants or these prayers, you are capturing and you're bringing through good energy. And by sharing it with the others, you create a positive force that will come back to you in time. Hence, it's not a karmic to other people necessarily, yes, but more so, it is a karmic to yourself. So in this case, it's a good karma. So we would want to be a bit more vigilant when we say karma. What do we mean? What is the context within which the word is used? Low vibrational, then we distinguish. Okay, so when we say low vibrational karmic imprints, we are saying, yes, it is some memory patterns which I feel are draining to my body. I feel it's actually slowing down my growth. I feel that they are not making me a happy person, so we call them low vibrational draining. So are they a necessary evil? Like expectations not fulfilled. Do you think they are necessary? They are a necessary evil. Okay. How so? Would you want to elaborate, Suma? When you elaborate, I'm not putting you on the spot, it's like you clarify your thoughts. Okay. Yes. And what happens if you realize your ideas are wrong? You seek the truth. All right, okay. How do you know you have arrived at the truth? Okay, you feel maybe better internally. You feel more at peace with yourself. Yes. Akakuriyasaka. Yeah. So I think you've got the gist of what Spirit would think would be his response. Akakuriyasaka. So they are necessary evil if you have them in the first place, all right? So if it's not in your aura, not in your deep cellular memory, please don't ask for them because they really don't serve you any good. Okay. By that I mean that you would want to maintain a health regime or cleaning your aura, cleansing your chakras, etc. So that's a separate topic altogether. So if you think that at times you do have low vibrational karmic memories that haunt you because you keep attracting a certain type of relationships that do not serve you, they may look well, they may make you feel pleasant and good as a person for a while, but after a while you say, hi, and hey, why is the same old thing happening but through a different partner? Why do I feel abused? Why do I feel that my power is being taken away from me? Why do I feel I have to oblige to his or her expectations all the time? Why do I give more than I receive? So when you start to see this kind of pattern repeating in your relationships, then there is a clear clue there is some low energy, low vibrational karmic imprints in yourself. And instead of running away from them, I would encourage you to actually get closer to your partner and to begin to see him or her as a teacher, someone who's delivering messages who you are not getting, who you and your egoistic fear are not recognizing, all right? So I don't mean that you continue to suffer in any way, but you would like to communicate with your partner or partners on a soul level. Perhaps before sitting down yet again for another conflict resolution meeting, you meet this person as a soul in the ethers through your meditation. Invite the energy of this person into your aura and see and feel and appreciate this person just like yourself and another energy with a different lesson or packets of lessons. I could tell you for sure that going forward, your face-to-face meetings will get more pleasant because you have prepared yourself energetically to seek peace. Peace with yourself, peace via relationship, peace with the person. So everything that's created as a physical experience starts and it will end with energy. So why not learn the smart way, resolve your actual conflicts, whether it's at home, in the office, or in other environments, through the energy way, through the meditative way, as your preparation. Don't just take what I say, test it out for yourself, maybe after the conference, after the festival. Pick one person whom you feel, I have been trying very hard to enjoy the relationship, but I'm struggling. Maybe I tried a different method on a more evolved level and see how things go. And you learn from trial and error, all right? So next question, impact on genetic potential actualization. So assuming this person A, he is reincarnated not just with his own negative karma, but also he agreed to be a conduit for all the negative imprints of his soul family. There are such cases, by the way. And chances are the actual earth life of this person is quite difficult. You know, the events that come up in the life are quite difficult because he's like carrying the burdens for more than one soul. So does it impact the person's awakening? What do you think? So in the context of this talk, does it make the person slower or maybe not even have a chance to talk to the stars telepathically or not be able to connect more with the galaxy? What is your take on this? Is there a direct impact on the person's spiritual growth? It depends, as always. Come again? Joyous? You want to say more about this? A choice, I see. So does it impact that you slow down? It slows down? That's right, yeah, thank you, yeah, correct. I shouldn't use the word correct, yeah, sorry. Appropriate, this, a correction from Spirit as a channel. Because Spirit is explaining that the word correct, as far as the human thinking is concerned, it is egoistic thinking, yeah? What is correct, therefore there's the other side which is incorrect. Appropriate is as you've covered the large part of what you would feel is the understanding necessary at this point, okay? So every word that I say, I have to be very mindful. Yeah, so it really depends, okay? Let's just say I'm the one. So I'm the scapegoat and I'm happily being so. But of course, when I come into a human body, I forgot that I volunteered to be a scapegoat. So if I do these several rounds on earth, then there will come a point in time in one particular earth's life where all the residual karma, my as well as my soul family, will be cleared in my early part of the life. Because I have gathered energy through my other previous earth lives. I have learned and I have cleared those karma sequentially over the different lifetimes, all right? How do you know at which stage you are? I'm afraid this may need more like more in-depth channeling for your individual Akashic records or past life records. Lastly, can negative karma, is there a quick fix available and effective? I just like put myself through some kind of machine, and then I come out clean, so to speak. I come out just having good karma. So I see many people shaking heads. Yeah? No available and effective or quick fix. So if you ask why, you know, if God, the Spirit, is a loving God, why isn't there such a quick fix for us? All right, so one of the terms of our contract, regardless of who you are, regardless of your individual soul contract, one of the common conditions, you know, if you were to examine your contractual agreement to come to earth, the common term is, as long as you choose to reincarnate as a human, there is this thing you would learn continuously, which is compassion. So the cultivation of compassion or self-love is like a must, as long as you agree to reincarnate. So how can cultivation of a quality take place via a quick fix? Is it possible? So the very idea of cultivation, it means practices. It means understanding what might not work or what might not have worked and getting better along the process. So all of us are here eventually to remember and to master this virtue called compassion. And because we have to deliver, and we have chosen to demonstrate and display compassion as a quality of a human quality, hence, you need negative karma as the impetus. It is the learning syllabus towards becoming compassion. Do we all get it? Like I said, the design of a human being and the journey that has been crafted for us by and large, not down to the details, is very, very well thought. Everything links to one another. All the things, all the concepts. And hopefully, now that you begin to appreciate yourself better as a human being, you will give yourself a big hug because there are so many things that you're delivering, not just to you as a soul, but also accomplishing for your soul family, and of course for the earth, and of course for the galactic family. I say for the galactic family because do you know that it is a rare treasure to inherit a human body? And I must admit that during times when we have physical pains and suffering, all we can think of is, I wish this body is painless, is in perfect health. But do you know that most of the beings that are created by spirit are formless? They do not have a body. So they yearn actually to come to earth. So we are the ones, ironically speaking, who have been given this opportunity to experience pain so that you could use pain and misunderstandings, intolerance, wars, diseases, what have you, to emerge and to rediscover your light. So the journey and the destiny of human is very unique. You cannot find the same learning syllabus anywhere else in the universe. This is the only place that you can learn the hard way. And because you learn the hard way, you learn fast, you gather momentum faster than any beings outside Earth. And the reason why is this learning hard? Because we are of physical form, at least in incarnation. Anything is physical blocks our mind, blocks our intelligence, blocks our knowing. But we have chosen to be blocked up to a certain extent. Maybe previous lifetimes we were still blocked and limited in our understanding of ourselves. But this lifetime is different. Because only by understanding what blocks you can you free yourself from the blockages. So we are offering a totally new experience of galaxy. As I talk, they're connected with us. So they are processing your thoughts and your feelings and your realizations, everything that I'm sharing through channel messages. They are saying hi and hey, how these guys are reacting. It's interesting. It has never dawned on them there is such a concept, there's such a possibility. I realize now through connection with them, there is this emotion called aha. We don't have aha in the galaxy. Everything is instantaneous. Everything is intelligence. Everything is perfect. So we are the warriors who have come to what seems like an imperfect world through pain and suffering, discord, because we are here to discover the gem of us as spirit. So on that, like yesterday evening I was saying, you are dearly honored by all our galactic masters. So this segment concludes the past, so to speak. Hopefully, you are now more loving to some extent. Not immediately, but seeing yourself in and from a different light. I'm actually a great being. There's so many things that I'm doing on behalf of the larger families that we belong to.